Okay.
Okay.
I wonder if I can. Okay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, good. Hey,
Yeah, how
so
are you doing?
did you get my message on Facebook
Yes.
about this is kind of a conversation about starting to kind of move forward with putting together an association for original medicine people worldwide, so that we can start kind of coming together. So it's kind of been something that I've been working on, and I think you know, if we can work together trying to figure this out, we could help a lot of people who do work like we do, and we can eventually get a register up and going where people from all over the world that come from, you know, a family history and a family line of original medicine, traditional medicine, and then that way it'll be easier for people to worldwide be able to find different practitioners that do different kinds of things, you know, that people can get in contact with. And then I'm hoping to get the International Association of Original Medicine going, and then we'll be able to have conferences, you know, maybe once a year have a conference internationally, so that these people who are on the register can come and actually speak and teach workshops during the course of a weekend. So people can come, they can start to be educated and learn about traditional and original medicines from people all over the world, and so that we can bring back old knowledge, because people don't really understand, you know. And I think that in order for this planet to be able to heal and the people to heal on it, I think that it has to be brought back.
Yeah, okay.
And now let me interpret a little bit.
Okay.
What you've been saying. Kakati agamba nti ayina byakuweereza ku Facebook. N'agamba wabisomye mu byebiri byabadde akugamba nti agezaako okukola international association ey'abasawo b'ekinnansi. Mukyo beewandiise nti ng'omulundi gumu mu mwaka mufune conference. Abantu bwe basobola okukola ki? Okukungaanira ne muteesa. Ate ekirala nti agezaako okukola clinic ezammwe abamanyi eby'eddagala ekinnansi n'ensigo y'eddagala ekinnansi musobole mu nsi 12. Kakati egenda kubeera discussion kukola association eyo enkola ki ennene.
That's good. So, Madame Bridgette, I'm going to use 2 languages, Luganda and the simple English, so we can communicate with 2 languages. So thank you so much for the good work and the good plan. Yeah, maybe it works. It will be better. So kakati nsuubira nti ekintu kigenda kubeera kya mulamwa nnyo ekyo, okuba nti tusobola okuzingazinga abasawo b'ekinnansi, okuba nti tubagatta awamu, tusobole okuba nti ensonga ezo zitambula.
So he's trying to say he will be using some simple English to communicate directly, but for some issues I will be interpreting. So what he's saying is that he welcomes the idea, and actually that's what he has been hoping for. And is looking forward to that, so that you can bring about the indigenous culture and practices, more so traditional healing, back to the people. And he really thanks, he really appreciates what you've been doing and what you are doing. Yes.
I think that us working together is going to be a really important factor, because we have to show that, you know, race and color does not matter in these practices, that we, you know, become more unified and caring and supportive of all indigenous or original medicine practices for, you know, all the people who do them, because it's tough. It's it's tough to be a practitioner in this world. It is so tough.
Okwegatta kigenda kubeera kikulu nnyo, muleme kubeeramu kusosola enti ono muzungu, ono muddugavu, ono munnayuganda, ono naye mubeere ekintu kimu, nga muli united. Mukola omulimu guno nga muli ekintu kimu.
That's good. So Madam Bridgette, ekintu ekyo kirungi nnyo kubanga bw'oba ogoberedde obunnansi ffenna tuli ba Luganda.
That's a very good idea, because when you follow culture, it shows that all of us are one person.
We are sisters and brothers. So it's better to communicate to get a good work.
And well, and the, you know, the health doesn't have a race.
Nti obulamu tebulina kika oba ggwanga.
That's good.
And the planet, yeah, the planet doesn't see race either. It sees, you know, being taken care of traditionally, so it can bring its medicines back, right? I think that in order for us to, you know, bring a lot of the indigenous medicine back or cultures back, it will actually heal the earth and get the earth to bring back her ancient medicines, right? So it makes our work a little bit easier to help the people and the animals and the environment heal as well.
Agambye nti ensi nga bwe tugirimu teriimu ggwanga teriimu ki, twetaaga okuddayo ku nnono zaffe nti tusobole okutereeza embeera eno, ensi esobole okuwona, kisobole okuyamba environment yaffe, ebyetwetoolodde, obulamu bwaffe n'abatwetoolodde abantu.
Ekyo kirungi nnyo era kigenda kuba kirungi nnyo, kijja kuba kya mugaso kubanga bw'oba okitunuulidde abantu bangi mu nsi bali mu kubonaabona naye tebamanyi lwaki babonaabona. Obuwangwa, omuntu yenna singa asuula obuwangwa okyesiŋŋaana nga tasobola kutuukiriza bigendererwa bye kuba abatamanyi gy'alaga ate era abatamanyi gy'adda.
So he's saying that is very good. It's a good idea and it's a very good vision, because when you look at this the community right now, most of these problems are coming about because of loss of our indigenous culture. When you look at the environment, when you see how our forefathers used to do their things to conserve the culture, to conserve the environment. Now these people coming by, most especially the youth, when they come around, because they have dropped their culture, they engage some practices which actually spoil the environment, which in turn spoils the health. So what we have to do to fight for is unification in the fight towards bringing back the indigenous knowledge and culture back to the table.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was going to use this conversation. I'm going to record it, and it's going to start the conversations to help build the International Association of Original Medicine, as well as eventually, once I get everything together, we'll have a register where people can register from all over the world with their name or their email or their phone number where they can be contacted. And then eventually, long-term down the road, something I've been working on since 2003 is to build conscious medicine clinics worldwide. I'd like to build 12. Where original medicine people can practice and people can come and get healed and learn. And they will also have farms, so people will be able to learn about the environment as well and have good food. So go ahead.
Kati agambye agenda kukosa okwogera kwammwe kuno, agenda ku recordinga akuteeke ku website, asobole okupromotinga nga akikozesa mu ngeri nti okubanga 2023 yali agezaako okutereeza ebintu bino ng'abikola ng'ayagala nti we baregisteringira nga email amanya gaabwe wawe bava basobole okwewandiisa ate akole mukole ne clinics abantu we banaasobola ng'okujja okumanya n'okujjanjabibwa mu nsi yonna.
Kirungi nnyo.
That it's a very, very good idea, and he will do everything possible to make sure that he plays his part.
Because to go, we need to go back to our root. So it's better to create the way, or to find the way how we can communicate with the community, because many healers kati abasawo ab'ekinnansi abasinga balinga abasosolebwa. So singa wabaawo enkola eyo gyagezaako okupulaninga ejja kubeetuyamba nnyo okusobola okutuyamba okudda ku mirandira gyaffe.
So he's saying that your idea, what you've been working on and what you are still working on, is a very good idea, because when you look at people, most people look at traditional healers, they are marginalizing the traditional healers. They look at them as satanic, they look at them as very primitive. So if you unite all the traditional healers who have that root, unite and push this further, so that we can show the community that we are not satanic, we are not primitive, but what we are advocating for is for us to go back to our roots so that we solve most of these problems which are present.
Yeah.
So the interview that I did when I had my TV show with Muwonge, it's on my YouTube channel. The reason why, I'm just letting people know. So when this video, when I put it out, so it's the start. So a lot of these ideas we've all been thinking about doing, but now we're like kind of moving the energy by getting more united. So our minds are coming together, our hearts are coming together, and the spirits and the ancestors and the grandmothers and the grandfathers are coming together to help us to move this forward for the benefit of all. One of the things that I really appreciated about Muwonge was he was one of the first people that, like myself, was a traditional healer, family, and he also was huge about farming and releasing people from poverty, and also doing whatever he could do. And at that time, I think you spoke at the Orthos, which was, it's like held in Germany, which is a medical conference, and he spoke. So he's very much like myself. We're very much like-minded in how we're moving out into the world. And when we go out and do work with people or the earth, or animals, we're very conscious about what we're doing. And we also want to see it done for the good of all. But the farming thing was what really sold me about Muwonge on top of it, because I'm totally about the environment and farming as well, and feeding people and getting them out of poverty and cleaning up the earth. So, okay, I'll let you kind of blab that for a minute.
N'empewo zammwe zeegatte musobole okujja n'omulamwa omulungi mulwanire ekintu kino ekyobuwangwa. N'ekyokubiri, ekyokulima. Abadde agamba nti bazadde be beetaba mu kulima okuyamba abantu basobole okujjanjaba abantu ne environment ebeetoola.
Yeah. Yeah, Madam Bridgette, that's the reason why we brought Luther. To promote spiritual healing, okay. Nga yensongola kitu Luther jirawo, okusobola okuyamba abasawo okuba obumu ate ne community, okusobola okuba okutegeera omusawo w'ekinnansi nti si mulabe, kubanga bw'oba okitunuulidde ffe nga bahealers tukola naye nga tetukolera mu community oba tukolera mu bantu. So kyamulamwa okuba nti Luther singa becoming stable kituyamba okwongera okujjayo omulamwa gwe.
So what he's saying is that actually what you've been working on since 2003, it reflects what Luther was fighting for, though at a lower scale. It looks like your minds are meeting, because Luther was formed so that the traditional healers, they had to unite, though at a local level. It unites traditional healers at a local level. But again, so that, since he has told you, most of them are marginalized. They are taught as, they are taken as to be primitive. Now, when Luther is formed, but this Luther is working for the good of the community. That's why he supports your issue of farming. Actually, it was in the pipeline of Luther to have some organic farming around the community, because now, as the times change, the land is so small, the climate is changing, and so this organic farming around the homesteads, in their small homesteads, will help the community, because the medicine is got from the environment. The food itself is medicine itself. So you can't talk of traditional medicine or indigenous medicine when you don't talk of farming, because now even the medicine is very scarce in the wilderness because of deforestation. So as traditional healers, we heal. Traditional healing is all about, it's holistic. It heals. It has to deal with the health. It has to deal with somebody's income. It has to deal with everything around that person. And when you look at those elements, our culture, our indigenous culture, catered for that thing. So he's saying that actually it's very good. Your idea is very good, though now to take it on an international level, because what your ideas are the same.
Yeah, well said. If the environment's not good, then we're not going to have any kind of health. And during an interview that I did with Muwonge back, one of the things that came up was we talked a lot about possession and things like that are affecting people's health that medical system cannot help you with. There are a lot of illnesses that the medical situation, they cannot diagnose, and they have no idea what to do with it, because it's an environmental disease, it's a mind disease, sometimes it can be the ancestors, it can be the animals, it can be the environment that starts to wreak havoc or curse people in order to get them to turn around to see what they're doing. And unless you have people who are traditional healers who can assess the person, let's just say their mind, their energetic, their physical body, and how their relationship is with their past, with their ancestors, their families, with the earth, with even other beings from other places, they're not going to be able to get well. And so more and more people are getting sick, and they're having diseases or illnesses that can't be fixed by the medical community because the traditional healers or original medicine people have been completely wiped out and taken out of the equation. And sometimes we're arrested, sometimes we're threatened, sometimes we're murdered. But we're the ones that have the keys to how to change this world and how to get everything healthy again and vibrating together in a unified field, the way that it should be and was long time ago at one time.
Kakati agamba ekintu ekyobutonde bw'ensi kituufu nti waliwo endwadde ezijja nga actually ziva mu butonde bw'ensi, environment oba emyala oba emiti tegiriiwo, pollution okwonoona ate ng'ate abasawo b'ekinnansi oluusi battibwa, oluusi babayisa bubi, bayita sitaani, naye ate oluusi ate nga be balina ekisumuluzo ekikulawo okulwanirira obulamu bw'abantu abo. Ate omusawo w'ekinnansi akukebera n'atunuulira omubiri kungulu, omwoyo munda, oba endwadde eva ku bajjajja, oba eva mu butonde bwansi, oba byonna bitwala muki omulundi gumu.
Era bw'oba okyesiŋŋaanye eyo njawulo nnene nnyo mu nkola eya abasawo ab'ekizungu naffe abasawo ab'ekinnansi, kubanga ffe tujjanjaba omwoyo n'omubiri. So ate ffe ne tujjanjaba omuntu yenna nga bw'ali. So ate bo ajjanjaba ekyo kikuluma. Eyo seyo njawulo nnene nnyo.
So actually he's agreeing with you, because when you look at this Western trained the Western trained doctors, like for instance, someone can come with a fever, but he will treat the fever, but he will not look so much into what is the cause of the fever.
Yeah.
And but in traditional healing system, we look at the whole person, the soul, the spirit, and everything of that sort. And actually, that's why he is trying to say that all this comes from the culture, because the culture involves the way you dress, it involves the way you pray, the way you eat, the environment. And when you look at the indigenous culture we had, it embodies all those characters. And if we throw them away and start picking some, it won't be a solution. That's why he is talking of now one of the options Luther has. It is coming up with a school, because if we are to attain these things in the future, we have to train the young generation.
Yes.
So that we inculcate these ideas into them, because for us, we are all the old people, we are like fading out. So we should put an emphasis. One of the Luther's ideas to put emphasis on the young generation, so that we teach them how to do these things, and we bring about those, for some time in African traditional healing, information was passed on by mouth. So people die with that knowledge. Now, a few have remained, they have that knowledge. We are trying to devise means of documenting it, so that even the young generation can read that information and get reasons why. Because in the days today, they talk about our forefathers were doing that. They were very primitive. We are in a .com generation, but they had reasons behind them. And when you look at our environment, it was better than what our forefathers had. So in order to fight that, we have to come out strongly and even put emphasis on the young generation.
Yeah. Kuba singa tuba tuzimbye baana bato, Madam Bridgette, tuba nga ffe ekyasa kyaffe bwe kiggwaawo bye tulwaniridde era still tugenda kuba tusigala tudda mabega.
So he's still insisting that if we don't teach or train the young generation, when our generation will
Oh, I think I lost you guys. Are you there? Hello? Oh, crap. I lost you. Hey. Hello? I think I lost you guys. I don't know. Oh. Crud. Hold on a second there. Oh. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if we can get them back. Hold on, let's see if they come back. Ooh, the conversation was getting so good. All right, let's see if they come back. Let me see if I can go in here. All right, sorry there's a gap, but that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes there's a blip. Sometimes the energy gets going so good that, things happen. So hopefully they will get back in, and we can continue the conversation. Right now I'm kind of looking on Facebook to make sure to make sure they get back on. But anyway, sometimes you're got energy and there's this like doo-doo stuff going on, and then there's also the beings who don't really want to hear about this kind of stuff. They don't want to have, things returning. That's why they've been destroying the world. That's why they've been working hard at getting rid of the original ways or the traditional ways, because they don't want it. I mean, I've had so many, like forces against me in the past. Sometimes it just shocks the poop out of me. Anyway, we're almost there, and I had to download Messenger, and so hopefully they can get back on. And so so that I can talk to them and see if they can get back on, but I don't see them. So, well, I guess I'll just kind of talk about when we are, I just want to also say that, original, traditional, indigenous ways are not a religion. It's a way of life. It's a lifestyle. It's honor and respect of all things. In the Native culture, they say all my relations, and I'm the steward of all my relations, and helping my relations. So my job is to fix the environment so that the earth, can have a relationship, and with herself and with us, and she can bring forth the medicines that are needed. Like weeds in the environment. People want to kill the weeds, but the weeds are growing in your environment because they have to fix it. So you have weeds that pop up. They're trying to tell you something. They're trying to speak with you. They're trying to even help you. For example, a friend of mine lives in a, kind of a set community, and the guy across the street cannot get rid of the mullein. The mullein just grows all over his yard, like with a force. And so everybody in the neighborhood is like really angry at this guy, and everybody's threatening him, and he's getting letters and all kinds of stuff. And the problem is that it turns out he has like some kind of lung cancer. Well, of course the mullein's growing there because the mullein is trying to help him to get a clue. Like, dude, talk to the mullein, because we're coming here to help you. We're coming here to have a relationship with you, and we're coming here to speak with you. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can get. All right, so I'm just trying to get on. I had to download Messenger. I hate Messenger. But anyway, technology. And Muwonge and his friend are in Uganda. Probably I didn't really mention that. And I just want to put on here. Okay, anyway, just told them I'm still here, I'm still on. Their video froze up and then they vanished. And I'm sorry about my video. My video looks terrible. I'm gonna have to try to fix that. Okay, so Muwonge and I met a few years ago through email. He was working on trying to get more kind of urban farming going on in the area that he's in. And I believe that through his tradition as a traditional healer medicine person in Uganda, he, you know, cultivates goats. So if he goes out to do a healing on people in a village or on the land or whatever else, you know, he takes them a goat so that they can, you know, propagate the goats. So eventually they have a herd, then those people give goats away to somebody else, and then, you know, goats can produce milk. They, you know, add fertilizer. They can help break up dirt, you know, with moving around with their little hooves, which aerates the soil. And they can eat the environment that isn't being eaten, you know, like the weeds and things like that. So the goats are really easy to take care of. And so they provide milk. So as soon as the goat starts lactating, then, you know, people have a food source. So that was one of the things that really, you know, blew my mind about Muwonge. So in emails, we were going back and forth. A friend of mine, Richard Allen Miller, he sent me Muwonge's email, and so we started having a friendship from there. And then when I was doing Project Camelot, I had a TV show, and on the CNN, I had a show or whatever. I had Muwonge on. So if you look on my YouTube channel, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project, you'll see that original interview that I did with him. But it was just really, you know, taken by him at how amazing he was, and how extremely similar we are. You know, I practice traditional shamanism, but I'm not like most people who practice certain types of ancient shamanism. I'm very much about the community, and I'm very much about using my abilities to heal the planet. And sometimes in shamanism, because it is an individualized path, people can be kind of self-oriented, and that's just really not me. And I'm huge about the environment and plant medicine and fixing soil to fix the environment, and also poverty. I'm very serious about trying to alleviate poverty. Poverty might be my number one emotional issue. Like seeing people not be able to eat just really might be like the most difficult thing for me to deal with on a psychological level. So anyway, so today was going to be, so I don't know when I interviewed Muwonge, but so we've been, you know, Skype and Facebook and email and, you know, talking back and forth about stuff. And I had to struggle through some major spiritual warfare for a while in order to get here. And so now I'm just at the point where today I wanted to bring Muwonge on board so we could start to have a conversation. You know, both of our minds can get our rats on the wheel, woo, 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 and our hearts and our spirits and the ancestors and the grandmothers and the grandfathers together, and be able to be used as vessels in order to move this work forward, to bring traditional, indigenous, native, original medicines from original family lines back into the equation to actually heal the earth. And I like one of the things that the interpreter said was, you know, without the environment, you know, we have no health. And one of the things that really irks me is, you know, you have all these futurist people that are building these crazy buildings, you know, in this futurism thing when there's like, where's the water? Where's the soil? You know, this planet was designed a certain way. And somehow people or Western culture or whatever you want to call it think that they can change it. Well, the thing is, I think that they can control it if they mutilate it. So they get rid of the soil because these beings work against the, I don't know if I want to call it evil, but you know, there's like lots of different energies and forces and beings. I mean, microbes. I mean, you have microbes and people are growing their own food and they're microbial rich because, you know, they're living on the land, they're working the dirt, they're in the animal poo-poo, you know, they have a relationship with earth. They're really hard to kill and they're really hard for the transhumanists to take over because no matter what kind of aluminum or virus or whatever else that they spray overhead in the chemtrails or, you know, electronic, you know, electronic signals or plugins or the computer, you know, if you're working on the earth and you have all those microbes will keep eating that stuff that's going into your system. So it makes it pretty difficult for you to become transhuman, you know, part robot and controlled by the system. So if they concrete and pavement over the soil, if they force people away from the soil, you know, into cities with no connection to the earth or the medicine of earth or the microbes, then everything about our originality, our physical design, no longer works. You know, these biosuits were manufactured for us to be in. And yeah, there's a slavery system planet thing going on. But if we don't have a relationship with good, healthy, microbial rich soil, and we're not eating food directly from the soil, then you don't have a chance to cure anything. And if you do cure a disease, you're just going to get another one because it doesn't matter how many cancer cures are out there. You know, the main thing, you and working with earth and the microbes of the soil, which can eat up under really healthy conditions, radiation, heavy metals, virus. You know, our bodies are like a compost pile. So the more perfect our compost pile is, the more microbial rich it is. If you get away from the whole cook your pile, because then you kill all the microbes, which is a whole other Western farm, you know, Western ideas, which is complete and total bullshit. So we want to move back towards Earth. You know, we want to move back towards the relationship to the soil, because that's what our biosuits are and our bodies were designed from. So if we don't have that relationship, you know, most of us will die. And it was completely and totally unnecessary. As well as all the animals will die, all the trees will die. It will become a really sterile planet, which means that you will have to, you know, transfer more and more into a robotic transhumanism being. And I think right now you're starting to see what people are going to be able to adapt to, kind of robotizing. And a lot of the people who are struggling with respiratory problems because of the chemtrails, or pneumonia, or, you know, lung infection, fluid in the lungs, a lot of this stuff is from the chemtrails and the metal going into the lung lining and blocking the lungs from being to open and close. But if you're involved in microbial-rich medicine, soil, compost, and you're eating food directly from your ground, in your environment, that had microbes on it, that stuff wasn't overly washed, you could get the microbes you need to get into your body to help start eating the heavy metals away. So, you know, all disease is a disconnection from the original plan, the original structure of the planet. And this is way past, this was at the beginning. A lot of people don't even want to have a discussion about that. So anyway, I'm still waiting for Muwonge. I have a feeling maybe his computer took a total dump. But we're going to be having a lot of these conversations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out, and I'm going to try to get, this is my practice one by myself, getting it recorded and seeing if I can get it up on YouTube. And it'll be under the Red Road Society playlist on the Consciousness of Economics and Urban Farm Project channel. And then hopefully I can get it onto the Red Road Society webpage, because I'm reformatting. So just going to give you an idea of what's going on. What happened was I was involved with the Free Cherokee. I have the Snake Clan. And the Free Cherokee was originated and started by a Lakota man in like the 70s for the purpose of teaching, you know, native indigenous ceremonial ways to all people in all walks of life. 30 years or whatever down the road, the Free Cherokee was kind of wild and out of control, and there were just a lot of crazy things going on, and they weren't really having a lot of the gatherings, and just, you know, things are changing. So this amazing woman became the new principal chief of all the clans and bands, and by that time, you know, everything, people weren't really connected to the Free Cherokee anymore. So a lot of the people are indigenous or Metis, and, you know, white, and from all different kinds of walks of life, and it just wasn't being traditionally run. Oh, I think he's back. I see something. Oh, hey! I was just talking to people about stuff. You know, I was like, okay, well, he's going to come back on, and I'll just talk to you about stuff right now. So go ahead and finish what you need to finish on from the last part.
Internet connection is. Actually, yeah, it is even.
Ooh.
Hello?
Hello? Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a problem network.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, the thing is we're probably going to have a lot of these conversations. Maybe whenever we can, we'll get together and I'll do as we think about, different components and parts of putting this together, then, we'll just come together and we'll have conversations about it, kind of like think tank. We're thinking it in and together and different components. But one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is what you said that, through your healers organization there in Uganda, that has been put together that has traditional healers. Now you're getting ready to open a school so that you can teach the youth. Do you want to talk about why? Because that seems to be an important component for you. And so in the big scheme of this, we would like to have, obviously we'd want to have programs where people that wanted their children to learn, maybe if we have a conference in the future, like, I don't know how long it's going to take. We have an international conference. We have traditional healers come from all over to speak, maybe pick like 15 to speak and teach. We can have adult teachings, and then, we could also have children's teachings. And so that's something that, think about and have a discussion about now, and how to incorporate that and include that with what we're building, mentally and with our heart.
Kakati agambye nti obadde oyogerako nga nti lusegatta abasawo b'ekinnansi naki naye kakati kirabika nti waliwo component ey'essomero y'okusomesa abaana era n'agamba nti mu maaso tamanyi bbanga ki wajja kubeerangawo conference nti bwasobola okubeera conference abantu abakulu n'abantu ne bafuna abantu nga 15 abasawo ne boogera then ne wabeerawo okusomesa abaana. Enteekateeka ki y'olina ku ssomero?
Enteekateeka gye nnina ku ssomero nze nkiraba nti twandibadde amakubo tusobola okusooka okuyitira ddala okusaasaanya engeri ekwatagana n'obunnansi. Ndaba nti singa Luther etuukiriza ekigendererwa kyayo ekyo essomero n'erizimba n'eribaawo, abaana bajja kuba basobola okusoma, basobola batya okwerwanako, basobola batya okulwanirira obuwangwa bwabwe, basobola batya okulwanirira obunnansi bwabwe, ate era basobola batya okulwanirira eddembe lyabwe.
Okay, now he says that as he said before, that since Luther was founded, has been trying to unite traditional healers to advocate for traditional healing and all that. But now it came to a situation where they saw that even if we fight, we advocate for traditional healing, or going back to our indigenous knowledge and healing, when we have not trained the future generation, it's very bad. Because when you look at Uganda itself, you find that now this formal education is, the people have put emphasis on this formal education, but you find that somebody has come from the university, he can't get a job, he can't find something. We feel like that type of education is not holistic. When you look like they teach this formal education, but they don't teach somebody how to behave in a society. You find that somebody can get a job but cannot stay on that job because he was not culturally trained. And we see that this formal education, how much good it is, but there are some other aspects of the culture. The dressing. When you look at, actually right now in Uganda, there's a dress code, there's a law for the civil servants, the way they dress. But actually, we wouldn't have all that, because in our way of dressing before, it was, somebody could not put on miniskirts on that, all that. We are not saying, that's in our culture. We are not saying that it's bad, but in our culture. So so we are saying that let's teach this future generation a holistic living. Teach that person to live holistically. In class, can do the maths, can talk English, but can know how to behave in society. More so, we are introducing this organic farming in the school so that these people can know how to sustain themselves. They know how they can feed, even if they have jobs, but they can feed. And also know how to conserve the environment, because how much money you have, when the disease is coming from the environment, your money won't work. So basically, that's why we are looking at this situation to teach the children a holistic, let's call it holistic teaching, holistic education. You treat somebody in class, how to behave in society, how to behave depending on which society you are in, and all that, which actually was the situation when in our forefathers' times.
Yeah, and the human rights. And they know how they can fight themselves.
Yeah, and teach these people their rights, to know how people can advocate for human rights. Yes.
Yeah, because okay, in addition to that, many healers, they don't get enough education. Kudachengezako kujjayo nti abasawo b'ekinnansi era nakyo oba okitunuulidde batono abasobola tebalina kusoma kuli okwabali naye ng'ate balina obukugu okuva mu mpewo zaabwe. Kireeta obuzibu okugeza nga bwali betebe MPs, tetulina be MPs because of education. Osobola okwesiŋŋaana tusobola kwerwanako because we don't have MPs.
Actually, what he's saying now is a very important issue, that when you look at somehow traditional healers are marginalized. But now even advocacy is quite difficult, because most of the traditional healers are illiterate. They can't go and present their issues in parliament or to get MPs. But now, more so, their children, you find that some of the children of traditional healers, they can't afford to go to school. That's another aspect of this school, that school will help the traditional healers will have their children go to a school where they are recognized that they are important. But these children of since the traditional healers are marginalized, this trend goes back to their, and more so to the people who believe in that. So we want to create a school as a model so that people can learn what, and for the disadvantaged children can learn how to farm and all that type of thing.
Yeah, I think that what's happening is so many cultures are, have been, I hate to use the word Americanized, but across, the world, colonized, and it takes the basic principles out of the culture. The indigenous people that I work with in the United States, the Native people, the basic foundation is the honor and respect of all things. They call it all my relations, my relationship to all my relations and how my relations relate to me. And that I have to walk a path of honor and respect. So for example, if a young girl is wearing a mini skirt, that's not an honor to or respect to herself, because she's exposing herself to an environment that is not safe for her. But she doesn't really, understand this. And because she's lost her relationship to the ancestors and decided to, not listen to them, she doesn't know about them, they're not communicating with her, she's lost her relationship to the earth, and the earth isn't talking to her, then her medicine, her walk of honor and respect with all things is gone, and those things can't protect her either. They can't teach her, they can't walk with her, and then she's exposed to the derogatory or harmful forces instead, and they take control of her. and her life and her environment. That's just kind of something that I see a lot of.
Agambye nti kakati nga abantu ensi yonna ena cultures egambye nti eri Americanized nti naye kakati olaba nti bo mu America abantu bakola nabo bagamba nti wamunna ekitiibwa naye akuwa ekitiibwa. N'agamba nti kati nga abawala bambala engoye ennyimpi ate ne bateeka omubiri gwabwe ku environment etabayamba ate tebakimanyi bange ate wali ajja babulirawo basuula eneeyisa yaabwe empewo tesobola kwogera nabo kubanga ate tebamanyi ne beesanga nga bali mu mbeera.
Yeah, kituufu. So awo lufejjirawo nti kwe kulaba nti eteeka amaanyi mu junior school. Ate nga I want to inform Madam Bridgette, bwe tuba twetaaga okulwanirira abantu nga abantu abalonde, tulina okuba nti tuyita mu masomero, kubanga eddiini bwe yali ejja mu byafaayo yayita mu churches oba ziyita emizikiti, neeyita mu malwaliro, neeyita mu masomero, nesobola okusaasaanya enjiri yaayo. So ffe bwe tunaba tetusobodde kuyita mu baana abo bato kubasomesa, kiki kye tulaba bubaka bwe tufuna, era still naffe abaana abajja bajja kusanga obuzibu. Yeah.
Now what he's trying to say is still emphasizing the issue of the school. Like he's talking about African countries which were colonized. When you look at the format in which the missionaries or the colonizers came to Africa, they came with three components. They came with religion, they came with education, and then with hospitals. That means the education part of it, the religious part of it, and the medical part of it. And actually, it's very evident here in Uganda that wherever there is a colonial school, there is a hospital, there is a church or a mosque or something like that. So now he's saying that we should also adapt something like that, such that we have the treating centers, we have the schools, and then we have our shrines from which we pray to our ancestors. So that's the model he's trying to put up, so that we get somewhere to treat Luther, like at his place, or clinic, or we can even put a clinic at the site of the school. We put where to pray, and then we have the school itself to look at that model. That's one of the reasons we are trying to adopt that model, to make sure that we pass down the information holistically.
So ebintu ebyo twasangwa nabyo naye nga biri mu tulimu nti bw'wasiŋŋaananga essabo lyabangamu enzijanjaba, ensinza n'ensoma. Kati ku mulembe guno oguliwo, we need to separate it.
Now he's saying that this we are not like adopting it that it wasn't there. Even our forefathers, we used to have these three in small units. Like you find a family, they have the way they pray in the shrine. It is in the same shrine where somebody comes and finds his health solutions, and also even the education. People used to sit around the fire and they tell stories which were meaningful, and in that way they were being taught. Even here in Uganda Kingdom, we used to have things like a sakate, like children come around in a group and they learn about something. But now in this time, times are growing, times have changed. Now we want to do it on a large scale, because at that time it was being done on a homestead or clan basis, which is no longer there, because even people have discarded, people no longer believe in that. So now let's put it on a larger scale. We know, we teach people how to pray in our original forms. We have a clinic at a bigger scale, and we also have a school bringing children from all over the country, all over the world on a large scale. Not that we are just copying, but it was there originally, but let's transform it into the modern times.
I'm in full agreement. I have thought about what I call sustainable models of going back to living in communities that have the original medical center. The environment is healed so that the plant medicines are planted that can be used in the clinic along with the other types of healing, that there are sacred areas or ceremonial areas or places to pray, that people can go for knowledge as well, and that there are the schools, and there are people that also put together the jobs so that people can live in sustainable housing that is healthier for them, and being able to live in these kinds of communities. That's kind of like, with these conscious medical centers that I see, that I've been working on since 2003, having 12 of them, worldwide, and having the medicine clinic where the traditional people, and I would like to see people travel from all over the world to work in them, so that information and education can be passed around, but also having farms there, people that can live there and maintain everything, and also have plant medicines and restore large areas of land that's there, and create these communities. So this is exactly the kind of things that, that I've been thinking about and how it'll work, because we also have to get away from, medicine too can be your clothing, like one of the things in American culture, most of the clothing is plastic. It's made from petrochemical, which is when you remove the oil. The native people, my teachers have always said that, you take the oil out of the ground, it's the medicine for the machine of the earth, for the plates, so that they don't hit each other and rub, because if the plates start to hit, then they start to break, and then the earth goes through catastrophic events. So we have to figure out how to live sustainably, where we're making even clothing. So many people are wearing clothing that has plastic in it, or stretched jeans, or bras or underwear that's actually plastic, which is also making them sick. So being able to live in these communities where you're using sheep or plant-based materials that you're growing to actually make everything that you need as well, so that you don't have to bring things in or go buy things, that everything can happen within the community.
Kakati agamba nti bo aina bo kyakola nti bagenda mu community erimu abasawo b'ekinasa, indigenous people, kakati batekemu basaamu kliniki. Nga kliniki ezo ziri 12 mu nsi yonna, nti ngate abantu basobola okuva awalala ne bakolera mu kundi eyo, nti abantu babeere nga bali original. Nti kakati mu America abantu abasinga bambala ki, nti n'engoye zirinza okubeera eddagala, nti omuntu ayinza okwambala olugoye mu America bambala plastic, underpart plastic, ate nga ziyinza okuleeta obuzibu gye bali. N'olwekyo nti n'engoye ze bambala zisobola okubeera ki, ez'obulabe, ate ziyinza okubeera eddagala.
Kituufu. Tuyina omulimu munene, Madam Bridgette, kuba abantu bangi baabula. Abantu naddala mu bavubuka, abavubuka singa tubakolamu omulimo ogubakunga basobole okututegeera kitegeeza bano abaddirira bajja kututegeera.
So he's saying that Madam Bridgette we still have some bit of work to do, and most especially in the youth. Because if we get the strong force in the youth, we can mobilize them so that when they understand, they are younger, they can actually, they have the energy. And if they understand us properly, we should look for ways to get the right approaches and the right way to approach this process so that they appreciate they understand. Because we have been doing this time and time again, but that's why we are devising now the issue of the school. We can devise more means like the type of pattern you are doing in the US, or that type of thing you are saying of the 12 clinics all over the world. It could do well, that one could easily work. And I think if it comes and you find that ideas like with Luther, with Muwonge Hassan, they are similar with yours, and we have started also some groundwork this way, we could have a good opportunity of one of the clinics to be in such a setting as Luther has made.
Yeah, I think, I agree. I think, you know, it's about the teaching and the training, but also, you know, being able to have the resources. Say, for example, you have a child who is more prone to, you know, wants to be like a clothing designer. Well, she can be a clothing designer for the community, and you teach her how to break down the plant materials in order to create, you know, linen, and then she can make and design clothing for, you know, her community, you know, natural clothing. And so all of it, you know, has to go hand in hand. You have to have the environment, you have to have the crops, so that the children have things to work with, you know, in order to make or design or build whatever they need to from the ground up to be able to, you know, for example, recently, I'm in a desert, and I'm in a state, Nevada, and I got to go, the Paiute, the native people here, desert people, there are no resources in the desert, you know, and they had to make things from what they had. And I got to go and see things that have been made from grass, from grasses grown, right? Native grasses grown. And they made everything. They made duck decoys, they made clothing, they made baskets, they made, I mean, everything that you could possibly ever imagine was made just from grasses. And it really made me realize, like, we could go back to making everything if we also take care of our environment and grow things properly for what we need. And then we have a real shot at educating everybody, including the youth, because then we actually have materials that they can actually use hands-on and be able to learn how to go out and plant the seeds that grow the crop that they need to make whatever they make, you know, and it all happened within the community.
Kakati agambye nti ebyo byonna byetaaga okukola nga waliwo ebikozesebwa nti ogeza nga naye ate biva mu environment mu bitundu ebibaliraanye. Kakati ng'ogeza nti waliwo gye yadda mu Nevada nga wonna nki ddungu, naye nga abantu basobola okufuna omuddo ne bakolamu engoye ne bakolamu ki, naye nga bakola ki? Kakati tulina okulaba nga tugezaako nnyo okulaba nti tuteekawo ebintu ebikozesebwa nga tusobola okuggyayo ki okufuna byonna bye tukozesa nga tubijja
ekitundu ekitwetoolodde. Kituufu. Ate era ebintu ebyo bigoberedde weebiri tubirina, naye tetulina nkozesa, tetutegeera how we can use it. Yeah.
Now he's saying that these things are there, actually, the resources are there. It's us who are making them depleted. We are depleting these resources. And actually, what we are trying to do is actually it's not new. Our forefathers had them. We are trying to bring back what was there, not inventing something new. Because actually, at his age, in school before, we had lessons for crafts making, where we make hats, where we make plates from our raw materials around us. But now those things have faded totally from school. But they have been there even during our generation. Small pieces of them were there, but actually now they have already gone. And actually, that's why Luther, in doing all this, even the healers themselves, out of ignorance or lack of information, they use poor harvesting methods of the medicine in the wild. Like if the medicine at the roots, how do you harvest the roots? Because if you over harvest them, the trees will dry up, and you'll also do what? You won't have medicine to treat, and also spoil the environment. So we think that actually this training should be targeted to the whole community. And this Luther has been doing it, having some lessons of that, and bring up the issue of herbal gardens, having the medicine near you, and actually so that this medicine you can easily access it. And actually, since you put in your energy to grow that, you'll have to harvest it properly, other than the other ones you found in the wilderness. And if we have herbal gardens around the homesteads of the traditional healers, the wild, all the trees, the forests will have less pressure due to harvest of the medicine. And actually, these resources, as we say, they are there, but it is how do we change the mindset of the community?
Yes.
How should we change the mindset of the community?
Yes.
To know that actually you are trying to cut the tree on which you are standing when you use the environment poorly. So all those programs and ideas are within Luther. We have it, and we are doing it at a small scale with the low resources we do have, actually, which we get from the members, the traditional healers themselves, so that when we get chances of having partnerships with traditional healers from all over the world, when we are in the same way of thinking, I think together we can do quite a lot.
Well, that's why we're having these conversations now. So we can think together, communicate together and find out what works, what's not working, what's needed, and try to unite the ideas and get more and more people. Because this is, when I put this out, it's going to give people some ideas. Some people are not going to like it at all. And then there are going to be people who watch it a couple times and think about this, that, we're not talking about anything new. We're talking about the way that the planet was set up, the way that it was supposed to work, the way that we're supposed to work with the planet, the way that it was originally designed. Because the direction we're headed is bad. It's not good for anybody or any living thing on the planet. So I'm super glad that we can have a conversation and talk back and forth about what's needed, what's going on, thoughts, information, because this all will educate people, the people who want to hear it, the people who are interested in knowing.
Kakati agambi kyetugambyeko ekyokwegatta yensonga lwaki twogeraganya mukati tusobole okugatta ebirowoozo. Abantu abamu tebajja kubyagala nga babiwulidde, naye waliwo abamu bwe banaawuliza ne bawuliriza bajja kubirowoozaako balabe nti ddala ekintu kye tukola si kipya. Tukola ekintu ensinga bwe yateekebwawo bw'erina okubeera. Tetulina kipya kyetukola kyetuleeta, naye tugezaako kuleeta kino. Kakati tulabe nga tukolamu tukwasaganye tugatte ebirowoozo tulabe nga ekintu kino tukitambula.
Nkimanyi bulungi era nkisuubira nkikkiriza titujja kutuuka ku kigendererwa kyaffe kuba tulina amaanyi agali emabega wetulinge bode naye ate bino bye tuli si ffe tubikola tuli muzindaalo. Okay, you first interpret.
Now he's saying that what we are doing, actually, he believes that we shall attain our goal because we have the body, but we have a supernatural force behind what we are doing. Yes. And this supernatural force will try to help us attain. The only thing is for us to be available and to listen to what they have to say and the ideas they have to give us. Yes. For us, let's be the instruments of the spirits because they know what is good for us. Yeah. So all we have to do is to make ourselves available for the spirits to use us to attain our goal.
Yeah. Even Rome can build one day.
He's saying that even Rome wasn't built in one day. Yeah. So he's saying that bit by bit, because actually coming to this extent of having conversations through such a technology with a traditional healer in Uganda, that's a very great achievement. Yeah. And to have this chance to have a conversation and exchange ideas and to know that there are some people like Madame Bridgette out there who have the similar ideas as we do have, and who somebody might have the ideas but have the will to advocate for those ideas and set time aside to dedicate times to advocate for such ideas is something very great. I really appreciate that.
So, maybe to be bw'oba okitunuulidde n'okirengera olaba abantu bangi ensi yonna eri ku bunkenke. Lwaki eri ku bunkenke? Nti obunnansi babusudde. Balowooza nti abantu kwegamba abantu abalina obuyinza oba amaanyi oba ziyite ssente abatono abo basobola okusannyalaza obuwangwa naye nga tosobola kusannyalaza nzikiriza oba maanyi ga mpewo. Kyova olaba nti musi n'omuwulira nti yakubye egindi n'owulira nti no abantu baba tebeetuga n'owulira nti n'abantu bano bafa ekirindi. There is a problem.
So he's saying that there's a thinking that some people can do things they want. Actually, he's saying that the whole world is in a crisis. You hear of earthquakes, you hear of floods, or you have heard of fires, wind, such things. Because some people feel that since they have the money and the power, they can have this earth, the planet Earth, and do whatever they want with it. But he's saying that they just because they've forgotten their cultures, they've forgotten their forefathers, they've forgotten the spirits behind the culture, on the model, the way the planet was designed, and they can't because the spirits will fight and find their way out and put what they want this world to be.
People looks kugamba abantu bagala sente.
People want money.
Tebakyasobola kutunuulira buwangwa bwabwe oba nanzikiriza. Tebakyategeera kye bali ola they need money.
So what he's saying is that they are using this phenomena of the end justifies the means. It doesn't matter how you get the money, whether you are destroying the environment, whether whatever method you want to use, so long as you attain what you get. But they are forgetting that this world was made in a certain pattern. Even our ancestors had wealth. And actually, what we believe in this world is to live a comfortable life. You get it? To live a comfortable life in a good environment, to have food, to have money. There was barter system, barter trade during our forefathers, so that somebody could get what he wants. He uses what he has to get what he doesn't have. But all those types of what actually there's nothing new, only that we are just destroying what was there, that setting. There was wealth even with our forefathers, but how do you get it? You get it gradually. But somebody like the youth now, they want today to be rich when 12 years old without working, without toiling. But toiling is a culture. In all our cultures, we have to toil. We go through stages. Otherwise, somebody wouldn't first crawl, then stand, then learn how to talk, because you can't change that. You can't change that. It's likewise how we live. We have to go through stages, and this is how the world was made. So actually, he's saying that this crisis actually, which is all over the world, because when you go to the news, you hear crisis there, some are natural disasters, just which are being created by us, the human beings, because of the way we are behaving, because we've gone out from the indigenous way of living.
Exactly.
Era kyovula njagala okwongera okutwalira omukisa guno okwongera okwebaza Madam Bridgette nti oluvannyuma lw'okuva ku TV empewo ne zikutuma omulimu ogwa organization ennene bw'etyo Ministry of Consciousness n'osobola okugiyimirizaawo si kyangu kuba nze nayinako ekitongole nange mwe nnali empewo ne zigamba twagala okulaba otaddewo otya essiga erigenda okuyamba abantu okusaasaanya eddoboozi lyaffe y'ensonga lwaki Luther ogiraba. So bwe ntunuulira ebirowoozo bya Luther ne ntunuulira ebirowoozo bya Ministry of Consciousness ndaba nti tuli ku mulamwa era tuli bumu.
So he's saying that he really thanks you so much because after the TV live talk show we had in, was it 2015, you left that job, and you put emphasis on Ministry of Consciousness, and just because you want to devote yourself to this work. And he's saying similarly like him, he was working in a certain organization, but the Spirit saw it necessary for him. He was sort of better off on the top in the other organization, but he had to come and work and put up Luther, which is specifically devoted to the work of the Spirit, which has happened to you also, because since you left TV, you have been sharing ideas, and actually you're moving forward. He really appreciates that, and he's very happy about it.
Well, I'm looking forward to, everything moving forward. One of my teachers said that my native teachers, he died in 2016, so I was shell-shocked for a while because I didn't have anybody to help me, to help me to find my way or communicate with. And one morning, I just heard a voice say, "No, it's you now." I heard his voice, he says, "No, now you've been trained your whole life by all these people, it's time that you go out and do the work that you need to do." And he used to teach me that if there's problems on the earth, like the volcanoes are going to erupt, or there's tidal waves or earthquakes, that these are all of the negative emotions because of the damage by the negative forces against people, and the control and the hardship and the suffering, and a life that doesn't really work for them. And so when people feel a lot of these emotions because of things that are going on, then the earth becomes unbalanced, and the way that she can blow off the steam or the collective anger or the collective suffering of people in the world is that, she may have a serious earthquake or a series of earthquakes, or there may be volcanoes blowing. And so our job is to go and sit with the earth and try to help her assimilate a lot of this stuff and bring it into balance. So that's kind of like a lot of the work that I've been doing over the last, since 2014, is helping to alleviate the earth and the energies that are creating such destruction. And now I'm ready to move forward and start creating communities that the earth is really going to like.
So agamba nti ebintu ebyo nga byolaba nti ensozi zibamu omuliro biki bibamu forces eziri negative zirwanyisa abantu, era bwe yafiirwa omusomesa we mu 2016 yali depressed nnyo n'agamba bannaye naye eddoboozi lyajja gyali n'agamba emyaka ejjo n'obadde otendekewa naye kaakati naawe kyekiseera okole oyimirirewo era kyava agamba nti kati n'omulimu naye ajala kutandika okukola mu bantu nadde eno nadde eri okukola emirimu egyo.
Which is good. So let me continue to pray for you. Kuba omulimu ogwo si mwangu, omulimu gw'okuweereza si mwangu, era tegusobola kukolwa muntu atali mutume n'ayagala bwagazi n'agamba nti kaakole era gumande gumulemerera. Naye kati folopa tukola emirimu gino nga twalondebwa okuva mu buzaale ne bwogezaako okole guno naguli era bageza empewo zirwana ne zikuzza ku mulamwa gwe zeetaaga.
So he's saying that thank you so much for that work, and he's saying that somebody is you are doing this work because you are chosen right from the beginning. That if somebody is not chosen by the spirits or the ancestors, that person you can't do this work.
Yes.
Even if you like, you can't do it, and that even when you are chosen, even if you try to do some other works or do other jobs and shy away from this work, somehow the spirits bring you on track. The method of bringing you could be bad, you could be mad, actually, you could get sick, you could things like that, but somehow it is to bring you back on the track. So he's saying that let's pray for each other so that we go ahead with this work as the spirits are behind us.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So I will get this. If there is any kind of like writing, and it doesn't have to be, as long as it's in English form, and you send it to me by email from your guys' side of, what you're trying to build with the school and stuff like that. I can put it up on the website in the blog area. I'll put this video up today on YouTube and get it onto the website, and then I'll send you guys a link of it. Because this is the start of starting to get information more out into the public. So if you guys have information, Muwonge has an outline of what he wants his school to look like, or so people can read about it or understand. I'm going to start writing some stuff up on the blog when I get time. But we can go ahead and put stuff up on the website about that to kind of get people, understanding. And also, you guys might want to send me the link. I don't think I have the link for the website anymore for the healers group that you guys have. I don't have that information anymore. So could you guys send that to me? And I'll get it up on the website as well.
Kakati agamba nti eno yentandikwa esaawa zino singa tuba tulina ideas oba biki bye twagala bibeereko tusobola okubiwandika tafaayo oba tubiwandise kasita bibeera mu luzungu ne tubimuweereza abantu basobola okutandika okubisomako nekya n'agamba nti takyalina link ya website yaffe nti bwe kiba kisoboka tugimuweereze basobole okukola ki.
Yeah. First of all, thanks so much for that idea. The problem we have, our link is chosen, is it? Closing. Yeah? Yeah. So, twagala kugizza bujja. Naye nga si byangu nnyo kutwaliza awamu naye nga kitunuuliddeko olwaleero era mbadde ngezaako okulaba omulimu omunene gwe wakola nti wagezaako okutabaganya Luther ne Ministry of Consciousness naye nga ate ffe nga tetukyaliko So obuzibu weebuli naye nga tugenda gezaako okukikolako. Simanyi oba kyangu nnyo website eyo okuba nti ekolerwa eyo wano ne simanyi bwangu ki bulimu naye nga
now he's saying that it's so unfortunate that we had our website frozen. Actually, today when we are looking through, we are looking at the the website of Ministry of Conciseness. We saw some information under your relations part of it.
Yeah, relations.
We saw around 4 members of Luther, information about them.
Oh,
it was there. Hello? It was there. We saw that information and really appreciated that. And now he says that things are not easy, but we are going to try to make up to build another site. Maybe not very long, not for so long. We shall send you a link so that there's a way and put a link on that site of Ministry of Conciseness, such that we talk about Ministry of Conciseness, then it will happen.
So I have a new website called the Red Road Society that all of this stuff is going to go on to. I built it for another reason, and then it didn't work out with the people I was working with. And since I built it, I wanted to keep it. So I'm fixing this website to put all new information on. So if you guys want to write about anything or send me a link or send me information, I could put it up onto the website, like under the blog. This video will go up on the Red Road Society because the international stuff is a different project than the Ministry of Consciousness. The Ministry of Consciousness is more like my personal stuff. And the redroadsociety.com will be for more indigenous stuff and more international indigenous stuff.
Agandi nti yakoze website ya Red Road ya Red Road anti eno video na biki bigenda genda okwo naba tukoze bijja genda okwo yali yakitalekana abantu naye abantu abo ne batagira bulungi kakati neno video ejja kubegenda okwo.
Yeah, that's good. So kijja kuba kirungi nnyo era tugenda gezaako okuyisa mu bwangu ddala okulaba nti Luther gundi website eyo eddamu okuba nti ebeera active kuba tetusobola ebiteesobola kutambula without communication.
Now he's saying that for within few days from now we shall rebuild the website, and actually we looked at the Red Road. We also had a look at that site, and we are actually, that's when the idea of checking out on our website came around, and we found that it was frozen. Actually, we realized it today, and we saw that we had actually something, we had lost something. So what we are going to do, we are going to have articles, our ideas put down. We send them to you by email so that we see what you can put on the site. And actually, we are going to put most of this information on our site. And also, as you say that we are partners, we shall have something to talk about Ministry of Conciseness so that people who can visit us can know about you, about Ministry of Conciseness, and also people who visit your site can know about Luther. And we shall do it in such a way, we shall send you a link so that somebody can easily link from our site to your site, Red Road site, or Ministry of Conciseness, and somebody there can easily link up this way so that we can try to put this information to the community, to a wider community, to see how we can go on with this work.
Yeah, because this is the war tuli mu lutalo oba luno lutalo olw'okusobola okusitula kye tuli ensi esobola okukimanyi.
He's saying that this is a battle in which we have to tell the community about what this world should be, to spread the gospel of going back to our indigenous healing, our indigenous cultures, and to give out the information, justifiable information and reliable information about traditional healing, so that we try to change the perspective in which the community looks at it and see the benefits of going back to our roots actually, and see and tell the community reliable and informed knowledge about the disasters we are heading because we are running away from our roots, our indigenous way of living.
Yes. Yeah. Well, good. Well, I know it's late there. You guys, I think it's like 9:30 p.m. where you guys are at. But I'm so grateful that we had this conversation, and we'll have many more in the future. I really just wanted to get something going so that I can put it on the website to say, hey, it's official. This is the direction that the energy is moving, and we're headed that way.
Agambye nti kirungi nnyo tugenda amanyi nti eno obudde buyise na biki naye eno yentandikwa tujja kufuna enjokogaganya kuseera kiseera ne information tugimuweze n'ebintu ajabenga biteeka ku blog ya website ye.
Madam Bridgette, obudde bugenze naye ffe nga bahealers tubanga balwanyi ba ntalo. Era ng'oba oli awo tuba balwanyi ba ntalo. Obudde bwonna omujaasi aba alert. So nze nkwebaza nnyo okuba nti ogezaako kumpa information yonna gy'otuukako. Omanyi nti I have a language barrier, a language problem, but you try to give me everything. So thank you so much, my dear, my sister. Thank you so much.
So actually saying that time is late, but you know, he says that we are like soldiers. We are there to work all the time. We should be available there for the work of the Spirit. And he really appreciates, he knows, he says that you know that he has a language barrier, but you still try to communicate from time to time. And he really thanks you, and he's praying for you to go ahead with that work. And he promises that he will also try to give him the information which he thinks that should go to the public. He really appreciates and saying thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me and being involved with me, and so that you know, we have a broader perspective of and ideas and thoughts, and we can show people that people from different cultures can get along. We are in agreement. We can see things eye to eye. We can communicate, you know, no matter what. And that, you know, we can come together for the purpose of the greater good of all. And so I really appreciate Muwonge and his time, and I really appreciate all his prayer that, you know, he knows that when I'm under attack, and he, you know, does prayer for me and helps me to keep going, and I just really appreciate him in a big way and highly respect him as a traditional healer. Highly respect him.
Era kuwa ekitiibwa ku biseera n'omuwaana biki byonna akwebaziza nnyo nti weebale nnyo weebale.
So manyi natuzemu okwogerako nja kuba nga nange ngezaako kusindikirako oba okwogerako ku bijjulo ziyite ceremonies. Obunnansi Madam Bridgette kutambula nnyo ku bijjulo. Twetaagisa nnyo okukuuma ekyo nti ebijjulo bye bitambulirako amaanyi g'empewo zaffe.
So he's saying that is going to try to send you some information so that you can share, most especially about the rituals. That most of these things, the rituals try to boost the way we do things, the work of the spirits. So he's going to compile some information about that, and so that you share, and we see how we can share it with the community.
Yes, if he sends me information, I will definitely put it up on the blog, on the website, Red Road Society. And maybe in about a month, we can actually, after that, we can have a conversation about it, and then we can have a discussion about it like this. And then I can put a video up on there as well.
Agambye nti munomweza information ajja kugiteeka ku blog ya website yakulaga blog kyeki, then wamaliriza naye akuweereze kakati mwogere kakati ng'oluvannyuma lw'omwezi mutuule mwogere ku that particular topic.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. So I'm going to let you go. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, he would really like to go ahead with the conversation, but as you see, we are using static lights. We don't have electricity. And we are using Tor on the laptop. That's why you see our internet is. But we are looking forward to more of this.
Okay.
So he's saying good night.
Good
so
night.
I want to say good night. I want to say good night, my dear. Or is it a good night on your side? I think I bless you a nice day.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Madam.
Good night. Good night. And I'll see you soon. I'll talk to you soon. Send me stuff. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end it. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Oh,
bye.